Hello.
Hmm. You're okay. How about now? Can you hear me, Rajesh? Am I audible now?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Give me. So yes, let's get started. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Namaste. My name is Veena and I represent the Hindu Sindh Foundation. Our organization is committed to aiding Hindus and other minority groups in Sindh, Pakistan. Our objectives include offering relief and support to those in need, promoting cultural understanding with a focus on Sindh's heritage, empowering regional communities, and fostering awareness among Hindu Sindhis about their ancestral roots. To date, the Hindu Sindh Foundation has distributed rations to female students and facilitated access to clean drinking water for impoverished communities in Sindh. The Hindu Sindh Foundation also assisted with providing toilet access for Sindhi women. Additionally, the Hindu Sindh Foundation played a vital role in assisting with the Sindh flood relief efforts in 2022. If you are interested in supporting our efforts, please, such as donating, please visit our website hindusindhfoundation.org. Our commitment extends to providing verifiable information on matters pertaining to Sindh. Our website celebrates Sindhi achievements and aims to foster an environment where individuals of all backgrounds feel comfortable seeking assistance from the Hindu Sindh Foundation. Visit our website at thehindusindhfoundation.org to read the report of our activities in 2023. Sindh holds a significant place in history as one of civilization's cradles, with Mohenjo-Daro being among the earliest cities globally arising from the fertile plains bordering the Indus River. Sindhis are renowned for their innovation, business acumen, scientific contributions, and artistic prowess. They cherish strong family bonds and a deep love for their homeland, which embodies tolerance, acceptance, and prosperity. Sindh boasts illustrious figures such as Raja Dahir, culinary treasures like the Sindri mango, and cultural treasures such as the Adrak art form. Preserving Sindh's rich heritage is pivotal to us, ensuring it remains a beacon of innovation and civilization. Join us for an enlightening session with Rajesh Maharaj as we delve into the crucial topic of youth activation and Hindu leadership. Rajesh, is an esteemed graduate in law. His profound dedication to social activism is reflected in his leadership experiences, including his impactful tenure as chairperson of the Standing Committee for Parliamentary Affairs and Human Rights at the Youth Parliament of Pakistan. Rajesh's professional journey has seen him thrive as a monitoring and evaluation officer and a master trainer in human rights initiatives. Without further ado, please welcome Rajesh Maharaj. Rajesh, would you like to give a simple introduction to yourself?
Thank you. I'm very thankful to St. Henry Foundation for inviting such a beautiful session for youth activation and leadership qualities. Actually, I'm from my name is Rajesh Sharma and I'm from Sindh, Pakistan. Recently, I'm residing at Hyderabad, Sindh, and I have years honors in anthropology. Later, then I have done the LLB. After that, I have not lost of most of my experience in. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. My most of my experience in the development sector and international and national organization, I have worked as managing and evaluation officers, and I have conducted many trainings on human rights, democracy, and leadership qualities. Recently, I had also worked. I recently I'm working as a teacher, government teachers, and I have just qualified the test, and I'm working as a government private teachers, as well as I'm working as a youth activist in the Hyderabad civil societies forum groups. My experience is a very diverse experience, and I've started my journey as a youth activism from my university life. And from there, in 2013, I had been the Youth Parliamentary Affairs and Human Rights Standing Committee Chairman in Youth Parliament of Pakistan. Feldat, Feldat is very big institute in Pakistan for the enhancing the youth leadership qualities and to engage the youth in the political activities and legislation process. So from there, I got got my experience, and I learned a lot to how to work within a legislation process and how to work within a political process and electoral process. So that experience groomed myself a lot. After that, I started my journey to facilitate and to uh, engage and to train the many youth towards the democratic process and toward the leadership qualities. So right now, I'm also a member of the many networks like Sim Climate Action Networks, Human Rights Networks, and many other networks also. So I recently we are also I have an organization like Garbanchi Samaji Tharik that is basically train the youth towards the Hindu community youth, basically from my Garbanchi community. So we are training the youth in different qualities, leadership qualities, and we train the youth to career counseling, and we train them to how to get the educations and how to groom yourself towards the leadership qualities and how to take part in a political and electoral process. So this is my simple introduction from the Sindh, Pakistan, and I welcome you all, and I thank you for the Sindh Hindu Foundation for inviting me in such an fruitful session.
Thank you so much, Rajesh. That was a very well done introduction. How can young Hindus in Sindh be encouraged to take on leadership roles within their community and beyond? I believe you've answered this question, but if you'd like to expand on it, that'd be wonderful.
Yes, uh, if we are talking about the leadership qualities in the youth, about the Hindu youth, not only for the Hindu, but if we are talking about the minority youth, then in our country, Pakistan, the minority, in which the Christians, Sikhs, and other religions also comes in the minority. But we are focusing on the the youth of the Sindh is basically, I'm talking about the Sindh youth is very talented and very active youth. When we are talking about the education system, then every year in the education system and in a medical selections, our youth, the Hindu youth, they are on the top level. Okay, the many doctors they come from the Hindu youth, and they come from very remote areas, and they come and they get their education and they top it. And as well as not only the medical field, but when we are talking about the other fields, the law field and engineering field and other fields. Nowadays, many youths from last 3 or 4 years before, from the one youth from the young boy from the Badin districts, Rajendra, he got the CSS exams and he selected as an PSP, ASP, working as an ASP. So,
Indira, interview.
youth is very active and they are, but
Mention
somehow there are some hurdles and there are difficulties
ये
in
दोनों वाले दूसरी सेक्शन में क्या होता है?
uh,
इस
the
सेक्शन में
the youth, the education ratio and the very remote areas is low. Especially we are talking about the girls' education. Then girls' education, the ratio of the education is very low, especially in Hindu community. But somehow now a community is getting the awareness, and they are getting their children and they are getting their girls admitting in their schools, and they are starting their schools at basic levels. So youth of the sin is now going to a very struggling towards acquiring the leadership qualities. But somehow we need to check that our youth is away from the political process and the democratic process. So I would suggest that if our youth, they can take part in the political and democratic process actively, then uh, uh, we can bring a change a lot in our communities, in our in Hindu youth and Singh. So, but now youth is not taking interest in a political and democratic process, but somehow they are working their education level very well. So, this is the way poverty ratios is high, and in basically we are talking about the many high population ratio in Tapaka district of the Hindu community, high ratio in Tapaka district. Every year many students they are getting higher educations and they are getting a scholarship and they are going to abroad for their PhD level and their MPhil levels, they are getting. So it means their youth is getting awareness, but and when we see the other side, then those who are not educated, and they are committing suicides. That is the another part of, we can say, in other side of the coin, that one, those educated youth, they are struggling their fields a lot, but those who are not educated and their families are poor, they can unable to get their children schools, so their youth is going to committing suicides and social issues, and many other they are facing and suffering and traumatic conditions. So we have we need to and train them, and we need to brainstorming, make a brainstorming to those youth that those are going to the committing suicides and such level. So we have to need that we may train them that this is not right step to take a committing suicide and end the life, but be struggling and taking right part of the leadership, you own the leadership, and you can uh, go to many other ways to to, to make yourself and struggling in your life and to run your family because the, inflation rate is very high in essence, and nowadays the economical condition of the country is very high. So opportunities of income generation opportunities day by day is decreasing. So that's why we need to develop such type of institutions, and we need to train those youth who are not they don't judge their self, and they don't judge their skills. So we need to train them, that youth, and we need to give them the opportunities to make their life and make their families proud. So that is a basic introduction of the youth of the Singh.
Thank you for such a clear and succinct answer. So I feel like you've also partially answered this question, but if you can expound upon it, that would be great. What are some key challenges hindering the activation and leadership development of Hindu youth in Sindh, and how can these challenges be addressed?
Uh, I think the basic challenge is that awareness. Awareness, education, and that is the basic challenge of many youth. Another basic challenge is that poverty. Due to poverty and due to unavailability of the money, they can they are struggling, and unawareness is also there. The big remote areas of the district are Parkers and Badin, Virpukas. These are the districts from we have large number of Hindu community. So in these areas, the big challenge is that the lot of Hindu communities people, they are not getting their children in the school because they are thinking that if we enroll them, and they are the children, they are the our income, they support in their family income. So that's why they are not getting enroll them in their schools, and that's why. So if we think that somehow we get our youth, and we get our children enrolled in school, and we give them education, so in future they will be making us proud, and they will be supporting our journey. But such type in initial state, in childhood state, when they are the dropout ratio of the children is high, and awareness among the communities is not. Many communities, they don't know the value of the education. That's why the the challenges and the issues are. On the other hand, the leadership qualities. When leadership qualities, when you are talking about the leadership qualities, uh, their education starts from your family. When if you are you when your family, like taking support of taking an example of my family, my children, they are I have two sons. I'm trained them right now from very basic level then, that what are the leadership qualities and how you can be a good leader. So leadership qualities is that if you are taking the uh, communities issues. And I'm coming to your question that the key challenges is globalization, rate, poverty, and how can we address these challenges? The basic way is addressing these challenges is that the basic thing is that to spread the education and to make the awareness awareness the communities. Okay, when we start the campaign of the awareness campaign and we go door to door and we that when if you want to change, if you want to change in your community, if you want to change in your family, you must get educate your child. So you must enroll your child in a schools. So from that level, the awareness session will be started and should be started in the families and communities, and when they will aware, they will know the value of the education, and after that, their education level will be they will be get educated and they will know the how to be a good leader in the community. At the other hand, if we are talking that the less opportunities of the youth in the leadership programs, okay, we should have to start the leadership programs, such type of trainings, workshops, and other leadership programs in community levels. So there are many remote areas from there people we cannot reach, and nowadays we are at an advanced level and we can take the support of AI. So we should have to start the uh, programs such as leadership training programs. So we need to address these issues that poverty ratio is high, and that is also challenge that to address such issue, we have to find out the opportunities for the other opportunities. What are the other opportunities? We train the youth to the business entrepreneurship, and we start such type of programs to make them business small business entrepreneurship programs, and we give them we train them and such programs, and start them that if you are those youth who are not educated, we train them towards the bike mechanic and other trainings, a lot of business entrepreneurship trainings. So these issue can be addressed like this. But the big change should be big challenge is that our youth is not taking part in the electoral process, and our youth is not taking part in a democratic process. If you are not democratic, you are not in the democratic process, then you are not, you are not taking your leader, you are not selecting your leader in a good way. So the big challenge is that many our youth they don't have their civil documentation. Even I had a member of one research where we had conducted the research that 20 to 20% of the people, they are not uh, taking their identity card in the age of 18. So, still we are facing such type of issue that people use they are their age is to be like in a taking registered CNIC, but they are not still registering in the CNIC, and they're not taking as a citizenship card. If you are not making an identity card until you are not count to be a citizen of Pakistan. So we need to check these things, that civil documentation is very necessary. So these when we start the campaign to awareness campaign and counseling campaign that on village level, that the civil documentation is necessary. If we have increasing your family members, you must register them, child registration certificate, birth certificates, baby form. These are things that civil documentation are have the very value. If so, we when we are and another thing is that when in a census we must properly count our family members. Many people they don't have the civil documentation. That's why they are not counting their members properly. Count of the members. If you are not properly registering yourself in a census, then the count of your family and the population count uh, does not reflect in your uh, census. So these are the basic challenges: the poverty, inflation rates, less of education. These are the basic challenge to become a good leader. You must know the skills that how to become a good leader. Leadership can be started from your family. If you are and active in your family, you are taking the responsibilities of your family, and you are thinking that what are the right areas and what are the good areas in your families, and you are taking initiative, and you are starting to taking any social issue and starting the advocacy campaign, and your leadership qualities became something. I myself grew like that. I have taken many issues, social issues, and I started the advocacy level and learn the leadership qualities. Leader, a good one leader should be an honest, should be an educated, and should be an active, and should be an brave. The person who is brave, educated, honest, and know the areas and know the institutions from the issues can be addressed. So he can be a good leader, and he can uh, be prove himself as a good leader in the communities. Yes.
Absolutely. And one of the keys about democracy is that everybody should have a voice, right? So regardless of income level or education, everybody should feel empowered to be able to vote and be able to take part of the democratic process. And that's very important. Um, and so, and it's also part of the Sindhi culture that, with that people should be able. Well, I shouldn't say that, but there's always been like this belief that everybody should have like a voice, regardless of income and education level. And education obviously informs decisions. So, in your experience, what does the cultural heritage and religious identity play in shaping leadership aspirations of young Hindus in Sindh?
Yes, we have young Hindus in they are facing, we are talking about the cultural issues and as such type. I have the witness of such cases, and they get their marriage in early ages. They consider them the one of their ritual that that is our ritual. But I when we I talk them community that this is not a ritual. You are getting your children early marriage. This is not a ritual. The such things are okay, we can say that hurdles and these are the key challenges did not make do not make a good leader in any communities. So in most of communities, they are facing their cultural issues. If the father who is not uh, having the wealth, and he's struggling, he's a farmer, and he has two daughter and one son. So if he's thinking to getting married her daughter, and the same time he's thinking that why should not I take why should I not do the marriage of three children at that same time. Such type of issues are the real issues in the communities, that we these are the basic things, but we are taking over the cultural things. Then in a communities, Hindu communities, many communities of the Hindu, they are in a basic level, they they have very difficulties in a communities, that in a they do not have the educations in a basic levels. Many areas are that, and they don't have the girls schools. Okay. So for that they are not enrolling their girls in schools. The situations is very difficult situations, and they are not sending their daughters away from home, because somehow we have other challenges also. If we are talking about the some part, there are the other challenges, attracting of the girls, young girls, and forced conversions, and many other issues are there. But somehow these challenges, that's why the parents, they are thinking that if I get my daughter to send them to away from my home for the education, and if in the future maybe she will be converted, or she will. So such type of fear people have, that's why they are not getting their girls, and they're not having the facilitating their girls in education. But these are the cases, uh, very cases in a sin. But the big challenge is, again I said that is a cultural challenge there, and that is a cultural challenge in any communities. We When we get our children to 16 or 17 years, they are thinking about their marriage. And when girls, they get marriage, their social life is totally suffered. And if her age is childhood, and she get the marriage, and and so how can she manage the family, and that is her level is to managing herself, and how can she will manage the other families. So this is a big challenge in the community. To cultural issues are also there, and social issues are there. Some of the political issues are there. So Hindu youth, they are not somehow they are not free to vote any person. So, in a feudal system, in a village area, there are feudal system. People are saying that you have to vote that person, and everybody, they follow the feudal system, and they give them vote them. So when we know the value of the vote, that why should I vote him or her, what she has or he has done for us. Okay, if we are thinking about that, what will be the change, and for that my vote. So when we think the value of the vote, but unfortunately, people of the youth, and many youth of the ratio, the uh, large ratio of the Hindu community, they are living in the rural areas, and from there they are the farmers and they are the laborers. So they farmers and laborers, they they are if they are the farmer, they are under the supervision of the feudalisms, like landlords. If their landlord, if their feudal is said that you have to post word for that people, they are without thinking they are giving the word then. So these things, these challenges are, we should have to readdress these challenges. Yes.
Right. It's very unfortunate that the situation is such that young girls are feeling pressure, as and their families are feeling pressure like to focus on marriage and settling down before being fully educated. Well, education is a lifelong process, of course. So, yes. So it's a very interesting situation because there is so much raw talent in Sindh, and there's so much opportunity, and there's so much culture. So we should be focusing on that actually. And it's good that you are also trying to activate people to make sure that they're able to take full advantage of these opportunities. So leading on to the next question, um, can you uh, can you share some examples of successful initiatives or projects led by Hindu youth in Sindh that have made a positive impact on their community?
Uh, yes, we have very many example of youth that brings a positive change in the community. You know, the youth of the now what we have started, the youth leadership qualities of the youth. Some people, the youth, they are very well aware and they know the each issues of the community and they start the campaign of the that level. You know, uh, there are few cases in the past. There are few cases. Like take an example of recent main case that and Priya Kumari case. Okay, the social media, the youth, they started the social media campaign. You know, that our daughter Priya, she has been abducted uh, 2 or 3 years ago. But you know, since 2 years, there is a silence. Nobody knows the what was the issue. But suddenly when the youth, they started the campaign about on social media, that bring impact a lot. You know, every person is aware that we should have to take part of this campaign. And you know, and now there is government, since government has taken notice, and they formed in a JIT for the safely recover of the our daughter Divya Kumari. That is a one you know, when you have the leadership qualities, you know the right path of the, you know the
Okay.
so, you know the hello.
Yes, I was saying
Yes,
absolutely. Please
you know the
continue.
right. Yes, you know the right path of the campaigning at your level, that what is the right path of to make the advocacy levels. So another that now our youth, they uh, they are starting a campaign that how to bring peace and harmony in our society. Many youth, like take an example of recent month of Ramadan, the many youth, they started to bring peace and harmony in a society. They started the iftar parties program, and you know that bring a lot of impact in our society, that everybody is saying that yes, Hindus, these are the seculars, and we are the secular, and we love the peace and harmony, and we respect every religion, and we want to be live with a peace and peaceful environment. So such type of campaigns and such type of leadership qualities. And another thing is there's many youth that they they are forming their small community based organization, and from that they are starting the trainings of the youth from their basic, they are facilitating. If you have been selected for the any university, from there they have the groups, and they have the youth group, they are facilitating them from each level. So such type of initiatives, even we are also training youth from their leadership qualities, democratic policies. When you know in a last election, and we visit door to door to empower the people and to educate the people about the value of the vote. So such type of campaigns and such type of roles, leadership roles, can bring change in a society. People, they are also facilitating youth, they facilitating communities to register their civil documentations. Okay, so big impact of the youth is that they are taking part in a social media campaigns, any social issue. We have an example that last few cases and few issues we highlighted on social media. And you know, when these trending top, and then you know the government has taken notice, and they uh, they issues they resolve. So these are the basic things, and when youth is taking part of such type of issues and they are starting the advocacy campaigns, and they brings impact a lot on society.
That is good to hear. And would you like to continue with your answer, or do you want to go to the next question? Okay, but it's very good to hear that the Hindu youth are especially taking and the seculars are taking advantage of social media to spread their message, make sure that people are aware, and they're using social media for good.
Yes.
So, what are the educational and skill development opportunities available to young Hindus in Sindh to enhance their leadership capabilities?
Yes. Skill development opportunities, I think that we have very less skill development opportunities in a basic level, because we have the skill development opportunities in urban areas, but when we are going to the rural areas, and the youth, they don't know about the you know about the uh, they are not aware about the digital literacy. So if you don't have the even your Android phone, and you don't know about the digital literacy, then we have lot very less skill development uh, opportunity. But at that these areas, the many youth organizations, they are working to train them. They are providing the youth opportunities and youth development skills. They started the youth development skills programs, and recently there are many international NGOs also working there in these areas. And last and 2K22 flood, after that the situation of the rural area situation was very bad situation. But now they are starting to rehabilitating the communities, and they are giving them the youth skill development training. So okay, youth skill development program started. We have the Benazir youth skill development program. So many youth, they are taking part of uh, them, them and as well as we have a lot of other youth development programs. That, but the thing is that who will be responsible to take part in this program, and who will aware that people to take part in this program. The uh, communities, they are in a rural areas, they are facing the big challenge is that they don't have the access of the with cell phones, Android phone, or computers, or laptops. So they are not awareing about these programs. Okay. But from uh, every community, there are some youth, they are working as a role models, and they are facilitating every youth to they are even themselves, they are filling the farms, and they are facilitating each and every youth. Okay. So skill development trainings, there are less skill development trainings for those youth, and we should have to work on that, that we start basic skill development trainings on that youth. you know Girls, they have very less uh, skill development trainings. Okay, at the basic level, they should be trained. Boys, they are also basically schooling level. They don't have the such type of programs, and the conditions of the even government schools is very bad conditions. Okay, there is no furniture for that to be children to sit on them. And how they will in a single class, a single teacher is teaching the more than 50 to 16 multiple classes students. So how he will be provide the skill development trainings. Okay, so skill development training, trainings are skill development opportunities are with less opportunities. We should have to start. If I would suggest that if since youth organization has the capacity to initiate such type of programs, then we should have to identify the some areas from where we need to start the skill development trainings. Okay. As well as other opportunities and education opportunities. And education opportunities, those youth who are getting educations and they are coming to a higher level education, they are struggling themselves and they are working as an uh, role model and they are getting educations and many youth after, but they don't have the basic guidance and they don't have the career counseling. Many you challenge are there that they don't know what they will which department they will select after the intermediate. The people they were be diverted, the youth is diverted the which department they will select. Okay, so
That's it, हमारी चंगी भली बेइज्जती करी।
I think
उन्हों
some I think someone's mic is on. So yes. So uh, after the intermediate level, they don't know taking decision that which field is best for them. Okay? So everybody is thinking that we should have to take the medical field. Everybody is thinking that we should have the engineering field. But uh, we are living in a digital era, and now artificial intelligence and other departments they are also in a very advanced level. So we should have to go for that, and we should have to think about that. That we why should uh, having a doctor and having an engineer is not uh, enough, but we should have to select another field which is very beneficial for us. So that is counseling is also there that we should have to proper make that guidance to those youth who are after the intermediate level where they should go. And second is opportunities is that the less education opportunities in for the girls. We have the very less opportunities for the girls. Of the, the high ratio of the girls after metric level or intermediate level, they don't go for the higher educations and they sit their homes. So we should have that. These are the because the opportunities for the girls is not for the basically Sindh Hindu girls when they think their parents are thinking that if we send our daughters to the higher education level in the future they will be facing a lot of challenges. That's why the now of the girls is decreasing to be in a high and yes.
Right. Thank you. Oh, Rajesh, are you able to rejoin us? Wonderful. Let me go ahead and pin you. Okay, thank you so much. Okay,
Yes.
thank you for such an insightful answer. And I think you also kind of answered the next question. You did talk about like how There's not much technology fluency in certain areas, so that was very useful to know about, especially with like the older generation, and also about how women's education is extremely important and somewhat it's not it needs to be a focus. So how can the older generation within the Hindu community support and mentor young leaders to ensure a smooth transition of leadership?
Sorry, I have a connected issue. Can you repeat this question?
Of course. So how can the older generation within the Hindu community support and mentor young leaders to ensure a smooth transition of power, of leadership, not power?
Yes, older generations, they are on the back end, they are the providing the supportive role to the youth generation to acquire the leadership qualities. We have the witness about those parents. They struggling their life a lot, and they were the farmer, but their daughters and their son, they got the CSS exams too. Okay. So at the other end, all the older generation, they are supporting their children. Other many older generation, they are providing the mentorship role to the youth to acquire the leadership qualities. But somehow again I have already shared that those areas, those people older, they don't have the education. They don't know about what are the leadership role, and they are not facilitating them uh, youth to acquire the leadership qualities. But in their field, in their field, they support them. But when we are talking about that, now the time is going to be a change. Now everybody is getting aware about the education, and everybody know the value of the education. So the supportive role of the parent and the supportive role of the older generations to the youth for the leadership qualities. When you think that you, they giving the permissions to their children, their daughters to get the educations, that is the older generation is the supportive role. Many daughters, youth daughters, they are getting the education, and they become the CSS officers, and they are in a very field of the medical field. They know. So at the back end, the support is totally supportive role of their older generation and their parental support. So these are I think that the supportive role of the older generation. If you have the supportive role of your older generation, you will be a good leader, and you will be a good mentor in your community. So we have many nowadays we are looking towards that we in coming years we will be in a good leaders in our and youth Hindu, basically youth of the same. When in coming years, I'm recently generation I'm looking towards their parent have support them, supporting them, their older generation is supporting them. They are providing the mentorship role, and they will be a good leader in the future. Okay. Right now we have many leaders in our communities. They are working in every field, and lawyer field, judiciary field, medical field, engineering field, and in a civil administrative field. Every field we find one into youth in their department. So in the back end of the supportive role of their older and their parental support is the key success for them. Okay, so if you have the support to become a good leader, you need to support of your parent, of your older generation. When older generation, they think and they accept the leadership role of the youth, and then bring this change in the community. We Pakistan is one of the country where the high ratio of the youth is here in our country. And that is, if you know, such uh, change can be bring last you know electoral last election, the ratio of the youth, they cast vote a lot. Okay, the voting ratio of the youth is high ratio. So people at the same end back end, the support of their parent is also. And when you are getting the education and you are going to abroad, the support of your parent and the older generation is on the back end of your. So I think to become the good leader, the support of the parent and the supporting role of the parent is good. And where you don't have the support of your parent, you don't have the support of your older generation, and you don't have the mentorship support about your parents, from where there we see that there are the difficulties and we don't get the good leaders from there. So to become a good leader, the supportive role of the parent is also there.
Absolutely. Being a good leader is all about sacrifice, responsibility, making difficult decisions. And while there's an intersection between being a good leader and it's a difficult role and somebody needs to do it. And we should be encouraging our youth to take up that role of leadership, especially because they are the ones who are responsible for the future. So, what are some effective strategies for promoting unity and collaboration among Hindu youth from diverse backgrounds in Sindh?
Yes, good question that to bring unity uh, in a communities, we need to be in a promote the brotherhood. You know, in a very in every community there are some challenges. Everywhere we have the challenges, and the unity, we don't find the unity of the remote areas, even not in remote areas, but we are talking about the urban areas. We don't find such type of unity. You know, if any issue is highlighting, to make the unity and we unite, when we call for the protest, you know, only the single family of the victim families, they can protest, but nobody, they can support them, and they take part in that, and they don't that is because of that less of unity. You know, those communities who have the good unity, and they are the top communities of them. Take an example of the community of the Smiley community, Khwaja Smiley community. In their community, what is the good thing? The good thing is that unity. They have the unity, and they have the good their communities level. You know, in each community, if what we can do, we should have to start a unity program for each community. Myself, if you're talking about myself, you know, when I was in the university, at that age, I started the community led organization in my community, and that organization is named as Garmanchi Samaji Dehri, GST. Okay, what we had done at that time, we to bring our unity, to bring our community unite, we started the basic program of the unity programs. We started the education program. From there, we selected the young girls. They were training, they were providing trainings at school community levels, and we selected the young youth. They were providing the trainings at community levels, and we started the magazine program and such type of programs we started. You know, this is the biggest challenge in Hindu community, that they are not unite at all. If they start unity level, everybody is criticizing to other community. Last uh, if we are talking about that, the one community is criticizing to another community, another community is criticizing to other community. But ultimately, if they are thinking that we all are youth, we all are human, and if we can unite, and we can work together, then we can bring a change of life. So within unity there isn't a, you know they uh, uh, they are not united within community. uh, uh, and we are not talking about the uh, inter community level, but intra community there are, no unity. But unity is necessary to bring change. So we, for that we we should have need to train that communities to start their unity levels, how to unite. Nowadays we are living in that areas, and we are facing that challenge. And one family is not united, how the community is united. But those community, they change their lifestyle, and they they, big, they work as a united, and they bring change.
Thank you so much for such an insightful answer. How does the political and social landscape of Sindh impact the leadership potential and activism of Hindu youth?
Can you repeat this question? I think your mic was.
Yes, so how does the political and social landscape of Sindh impact the leadership potential and activism of Hindu youth?
Yes, political and social role is also there. I shared in my early talk that the political opportunities for the youth is very less. Literally, I'm talking about the youth of the uh, those youth and residing in the rural areas, they don't know what is political. Even though when you will ask about them, who is your MPA or who is your MNA, they don't know the name of their MPA or MNA. Even they don't know about their constituency number also. So even when you will ask them that who is the president or prime minister, they don't know about the name of them. So that is the, what is this? This is because not taking interest in a political system. When you are taking interest in a political system, you will understand that the value of the vote is very, very important to bring change in a society. So at that level, they, they there are some institutions which they train the youth and the very, very best way to train them politically. Like, take an example of Youth Parliament of Pakistan, Peldat. You know, the, the Peldat is an institution where Youth Parliament of Peldat is an institution where they train the youth about the electoral process, about the legislation process, and they uh, they, they enable the youth to acquire the skills of the political skills, leadership skills, and they get how to make a legislation in a country, and how to make what are the role of the assemblies, and what are the role of the assembly, upper house, lower house. These are all things you will learn from them. So such type of institutions at the right now, the thing is that the youth is unaware about the political processes. Even that when the government announced the election for the national or general elections, or the local election, local bodies elections, no, nobody taking interest to become contest in the any uh, political parties. And but Pakistan People's Party is there. They are providing opportunities to the young leaders and young youth for the. Right now we have a uh, youth from the minority communities. They are taking part in a political systems. So political awareness is very less awareness, and youth is not taking interest in a political system and a political processes too. So that is also somehow the big challenge. And there is no opportunities for the youth to take part in a political system. Only we have the few institutions, uh, and these institutions have very limited time and limited seats for the youth to train them, like in a youth parliament. Well, that is a or institute, but it has a very limited seat to select the youth and to train them. But other uh, organization also, they starting the getting the democratic studies, initiating democratic studies. But when they will not get themselves registered to these organizations, and they will not get the trainings of these political processes, they will know or not know about the how to build, what is the value of the vote, and how to take part in a electoral process. So that is a big challenge also, I see in our youth communities.
That's a wonderful answer. So what initiatives or programs do you believe are necessary to empower Hindu youth in Sindh to become catalysts for positive change?
The basic programs that we need to start and that bring the positive change in the society. These basic programs uh, should be one, to train the youth about the uh, political leadership and democratic system, to start the career counseling programs and a community basic levels to those communities where we find the very low ratio of the education. So we start the campaigns and we start the career counseling to that education is very important for every person, every citizen. And when you will not getting your child educated, that he or she will be not to be uh, good citizen in the future. So education is also important. We need to start career counseling program. We need to start the patriotic training, and we need to start the one program that should be the government should start the program for the small business skill development training programs. Like, okay, you know, many youth, those are uneducated, they need the basic skill development program, they need bike repairing program, they need the other programs, like they where they can, and in future they can uh, get the uh, register their shop, and they can earn the money, and they will be able to get educate their children. Okay. So if you know, to mitigate that challenge, and to resolve, to address that challenge, we need to start initiate the skill development program. We need to initiate the um, political and training programs for the basic at schools level, at community level. And and another thing is that we need to start for the career counseling. That is, I already shared that, and those people who are just enrolling their daughters, and after matric they allow their daughters to sit in homes. They don't send their daughters to get higher education, and they should need to be make aware that if you send your daughter to the higher education, you know, in Sindhi language we have very good, we can say that proverb that एक मर्द पढ़ो एक फर्द पढ़ो एक औरत पढ़ी पूरा घर पढ़ो. So I think if you know that, if a single man is educated, the result is only single person is educated. But a single girl is educated, the result will be the whole family will be educated. So if we send our daughters to get the education, then their in the future their family will be educated. So we need to start such type of awareness campaign that you don't allow your daughter to sit at the home after matriculation or intermediate. They need to get higher educations in university level or even in abroad level. These are the basic program which we need to start to bring change in the society.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that. Educating an entire generation is so important, and making sure that women are able to be educated is important for the education of the next generation, especially because women play such a pivotal role in the family, but also we should be focusing on making sure young men are educated as well. So just making sure that everybody's educated will also lead to better leadership opportunities and like further empowerment of these marginalized communities. So, being involved in advocacy and activism, what advice would you give to young Hindu leaders in Sindh on navigating challenges and achieving their goals effectively? So, this is the final question.
I would suggest to those young leaders Hindu youth that to become a leader, you don't need the support of others. You can be a leader in your family. You start the basic leadership trainings. You start best leadership level at your family level. If you are a leader and you are you identify the areas like where that you have to work, and you can, if you are a good leader in your family, then you will be a good leader. After that, you take the basic issues for your community level and you start the campaign. For the leadership campaign, the advocacy is necessary. And for the advocacy, which things are necessary, the basic things are necessary to identify the channels, to identify the channels from where the issue will be resolved. If you are taking the social issue, like in your community there are any issue, and you don't know the where this issue will be resolved or where this issue will be addressed, then that your leadership skills are very low. So being a good leader, you must have to be educated, you must to be hard worker, you must to be a brave person, and you must to be uh, intellectual, and you know the areas the where these be take any the basic channels,
Oh, yeah. Um, Thank you. So, Rajesh, uh, thank you so much for joining us today. Would you like to, do you have any concluding words or anything that you'd like to say before we end the meeting for everybody?
At the end, I would like to thank Sindh Hindu Foundation for such an interactive session. And these are the programs, we can bring change from these programs. Such type of programs. And last session, I was the program about the very young youth Hindus, you are inviting them to have an interactive talk, and such type of the training programs we are giving to them. So I'm very thankful to foundations, Sindhu Youth Foundation for the such type of program, and thank you for inviting me and for this wonderful session.
Yes, thank you so much, Rajesh. So, if you'd like to get in contact with Rajesh or learn more about the Hindu Sin Foundation, please visit our website at thehindusinfoundation.org. We do take any type of support, whether it's a donation or any type of volunteering. If you'd like to read about what we do and send, especially with the flood relief activities of 2022 or the report that we generated in 2023, please do once again visit our website at thehindusinfoundation.org. Any type of support is very welcome and very necessary. So thank you so much, Rajesh, for joining us today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We hope you had a great time. With that, we will be concluding the meeting. So please feel free to once again visit our website at thehindusinfoundation.org. That is the best place to get in contact with us. Thank you so much. And thank you for listening to our presentation today about what Rajesh Maharaj does with youth activation and Hindu leadership. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.